Time for us to get an update on the good things happening at Faith Community Church, Faith North on 8th in Red Oak, and we have gone straight to the top of their personnel this morning.
Sure.
Connie McDonald is here. Connie, nice to see you.
It's good to see you too, Jerry.
Great to have you with us. Thanks for coming in. How's Melissa Joy?
Well, she's enjoying the island. She's on a Whidbey Island off of Washington. She comes back in 2 weeks, but she's writing a book on kids ministry there, so she's enjoying the island.
How's her book progressing, or do we not talk to her?
Pretty good.
You're allowed to talk to her on the island, are you?
Well, we are.
I see.
She's very social, so this is a real stretch for her. So, yes.
I can believe she has social tendencies.
Mm-hmm. So, yep.
She doesn't meet people well, does she?
Not at all. Not at all.
You'll need to work with her a little on that.
We try and give her social skills every now and then, classes, but...
God and Connie are part of the reason that the big reasons that Dave is as successful as he is and the person that he is. Connie, of course, I think probably most of you know, is his lovely wife for probably as young as you are. I'm going to say it's got to be 30 years.
It's 37, I think. He asked me last night. I was speaking to the youth last night, and I went, "We've been married a long time." And he goes, "How many years?" I'm like, not sure. So he keeps track of that. I don't.
There gets a point where you don't.
No, you just don't.
You just keep on enjoying life.
That's
and
right.
Carrying on.
That's right.
Speaking of Pastor Dave McDonald, Faith Community Church, North on 8th Street in Red Oak, has been doing a series, Core Values. I heard wonderful things about his sermon last week.
Yeah. We just feel like we need to, we minister through these core values, and we need to make the people aware of exactly what they are. And last week he did People Matter to God, and it was very, very good. And Jack and Karen Gregory were back, who had owned Gregory's Clothing on the Square and had a wonderful employee and me. Okay. Anyway, maybe not. But, and we were able to hear about their ministry that they've done for 8 years.
It was so wonderful that they closed the business down to go into ministry.
That's right. Because of that wonderful employee.
That's right.
Yeah. So, and then Victoria Showalter, Julie and Jonathan's daughter, we prayed over her because she flew out today for El Salvador to serve in a missions capacity for 6 months. So it was kind of just a reminder that God uses all of us at any age. So
very special day.
It was.
Last week, people matter to God. People still matter to God this week.
That's right.
But we have a different sermon topic, and this week it's going to be
prayer. And he's done a lot of work on that. And I know from our own experience, we've seen God just answer prayer in miraculous ways. Often not the way we would want it answered, but, God's hand is in it and he listens. And so he's talking about prayer, and that prayer is the main thing we do, the most important thing.
Prayer is a wonderful, underused, unappreciated opportunity.
Exactly.
To commune with our Heavenly Father.
That's right.
Wonderful thing.
Yeah, it is.
And, Come Sunday and you'll get a better sermon than I could give you, I'll guarantee you.
Or I.
October the 20th, what's going to be happening? That's a special day for Faith Community.
Yes, it is. We
set the church on fire.
Yeah, that's right. Hopefully not. We have been we were real close to being debt-free, and put a call out that let's get debt-free. And so I think was it the end of May? Was our goal, and God provided, and we are debt-free as a church. And so October 20th is a harvest celebration. We're burning the mortgage, and we're having one service, and we're just celebrating what God's done. And that's an exciting day for us.
Have you called Dave Ramsey to tell him we're debt-free?
No, we need to do that.
Mm-hmm.
We need to do that.
That is a significant accomplishment. A sincere thanks to the people who took that challenge seriously, and God blessed to make that possible, and will now bless because of their involvement in that.
Absolutely.
So.
We have one young gal. We are doing Financial Peace University, speaking of Dave Ramsey. We have 2 more weeks left, and we have one gal, she's mentoring with me, who's I said part of her mentorship was she had to take the class. And I was meeting with her last week, and she said, I did my budget, and I gave God his, how the plan. And she says, I have money and I don't understand. And we said that's what God does when we know where every dollar is going and we give first to him. He somehow multiplies that.
So on October the 20th, the burning of the mortgage, and there will be one service only at 9 o'clock, and then we'll have a brunch and fellowship following that.
Mm-hmm. Yep. We're going to just celebrate together.
All right. Backing up a little bit to Wednesday, October the 16th, what's going to be happening?
Okay, Nikki and Travis Graham are part of our church, and they have felt called to family ministry, and we've been dialoguing with them. Melissa's met with them and everything, and so this Wednesday night during our Jump program and our Exit program, they will be at the church starting an 8-week Bible study for parents. And it's off of the study of Revolutionary Parenting by George Barnum. And if you can look that up online, it'll be 8 weeks from 6:30 to 8 o'clock at the church. And a lot of parents need support. And especially if you're trying to raise godly children that have morals and values, you are countercultural. And you need encouragement. And I hear that all the time from parents talking to me and who feel like they are squeezed into a mold to do what the culture does because if you raise godly kids, you're anti-culture. So this is a way to get support, get some tips, and just engage with one another in the battle of parenthood.
So that's October the 16th from 6:30 till 8:30. Do they need to pre-register for that?
No, but I can give them a number they can call. If they can call the church, 623-3472 for more information, or you can call Nikki Graham, and her cell is 712-246-8159. And you do not have to be part of the church. We want to help parents be better parents. And we want to be good for our community. And that's another way we feel we can be good for our community.
So again, that starts on the 16th. It runs from 6:30 until 8:30. Don't have to be a member of Faith Community.
6:30 till 8.
Okay, 6:30 till 8?
Yeah, till 8. Did I put 8:30?
Mine says 8:30. Yeah.
Oh, I goofed up on my notes.
No, that's all right.
It's till 8, yes.
6:30 until 8, the parenting small group. Then on Thursday the 17th, another group of people will be ministered to.
Yep. It's our prime time potluck, and Don and Sandy Halacki had that up, and they just have a good time, those prime timers. And they have, and Don always provides an excellent short message that's just real. Don is just a real, authentic young man. And but anyway, Susan Brown, some of you have heard her a lot. She is just a marvelous voice. And she will be bringing a concert that night at 6 o'clock, and it'll be at the church, potluck dinner. If you can't bring anything, that's fine. But just come. And I promise you, you'll have a good time.
So that starts at 6 o'clock? Or All right.
Yep.
Thursday, October the 17th, prime time with Singing Susie Brown.
Yep.
At the church. That'll be down in the fellowship hall area, of course.
I believe so. It might be upstairs, but it'll be at the church.
It'll be at the church. Come to the church building, and we'll see to it that you find it.
Yeah.
Then on October the 31st, Thursday, we're doing... How many years have we done this? Is this...
It's probably 6 years.
No, has it been that
Yeah,
long?
Dana's girls. I don't think Marcel was born yet.
Merced.
So, and I don't know how old the little one is. I think she's
Marielle?
4. Yeah, Marielle.
Merced's in school, so...
Yeah, and then Marielle wasn't born. So I think it's been about 6 years. Yeah, so...
Trunk and Treat. Tell us what that is, who it's for, and how that works.
Well, I got the brainstorm for this to do something for Halloween that is safe. And so I had read about it somewhere, and people come with their cars, open up their trunk, and people get really into decorating their trunks and everything. And kids come, and they trick or treat out of all the trunks of the cars. And then in the foyer, we have hot dogs, free hot dogs. And that's always a great success. They come in and get free hot dogs, and hopefully we'll have cookies and stuff, and that's a good time. And then we have the corn maze this year, so there will be a walk through the corn maze if they choose, and we're hoping to have the bounce house there. And then Tony Johnson comes every year with his hay rack and gives hay rides. So we have it's just a lot of fun, and kids have a great time, and it's a one-stop candy.
That starts what time on the
It'll
31st?
start at 5:30.
Okay, 5:30. Again, open to anybody.
Oh yeah. We served over 200, almost 300 hot dogs last year. So we get quite a few. I mean, it's a great place to come if you don't have a neighborhood. I notice a lot of neighborhoods, a lot of lights aren't on anymore. People just aren't opening their homes or doing that, and your kids love dressing up, and it's a fun time, and this is a guaranteed stop to get candy.
Then on Wednesday, the 16th, what's happening with the youth programs?
Once a month, our youth program, Exit, we do a free lunch for Red Oak juniors and seniors who have open lunch. And it's last month, September, we had 40 students come. So, and we did walking tacos, and they just come and eat because they don't have a whole lot of time, but they know they can come, and we have a good time, and we just feed them. And this week, next week, it'll be spaghetti and French bread and some kind of cookie or brownie or whatever, and it's just a really fun time, and it's a good success, and it's a way to have non-healthy food, or it is healthy.
Again, it's open to any student that wants to come.
Yeah, any student. So, and we enjoy having them, and they just come and eat, and it's just fun.
That's on Wednesday, October the 16th.
Yep.
Then on Friday, October the 18th.
Friday, October the 18th is our first fifth quarter. Stanton does it and Griswold does it, and I was approached to do this, and I was like, okay, we can try it, and then it didn't happen, and then I happened to talk to this publicity person at Kcsi who's related to someone in this place, and she said, oh, we totally can do this, Mel did. And so it's taking a life of its own, and we're really excited about it. And I just went by the school today and met Coach Bauer, and he will be speaking at it, and he's totally on board and excited that we're doing it. And so we will have free food, door prizes, free food, and door prizes. So
Did you say free food?
I said free food.
And Coach Bauer will be speaking.
Yes, he will. Sometime during the evening, he will be. Once he can get there and get the team there, he will be speaking. And if you've heard him speak, I heard him on the square for the first time. We are so fortunate in Red Oak to have Coach Bauer here, and just meeting him, his heart for the student, and not just for the athlete, but for a well-rounded student and person that's going to be of value to society is encouraging. And I've been in this town now almost 19 years, working with students that whole time, and we are on a good track right now. And I've seen the ebb and flow of our school system, and I'm very grateful for our students and for our football program that Coach Bauer is here. And so I'm excited to have him come in next Friday and share.
So parents, again, encourage your young people to be a part of the fifth quarter following the football game, October the 18th at Faith Community Church. I encourage your young people to come and be a part of it. It will be inspiration. It'll be fun. It'll be food and prizes and just a good time to be had. But they'll walk away from that having had a wonderful experience. It'll be very good for them.
Absolutely. And it's high school only.
High school only.
Yeah.
October the 18th, fifth quarter at Faith Community Church.
That's right. Yes.
All right. Then on Sundays, starting on the 27th of October at 10:45 in the morning, we're going to add a new kind of a...
Yeah, we are. We have what's called Sunday school. And I've realized that we only get to touch our students so many times. And we shouldn't be wasting that hour and 15 minutes on Sunday just with nothing. And I'm pretty passionate about that. And so we've been doing a series. We're finishing up this Sunday by Francis Chan called Surrender, and it's been excellent, very challenging for our students. And but next, the October 27th, we're going to go to an elective thing at 10:45, and it's hard for students when that may be their only day to sleep in because they are so busy to get to church and get to stuff at 9 o'clock. So at 10:45, we're going to start electives, and we're Tricia Gilbert at her home will be doing Battle for the Mind, which talks about how our mind can take us places that are dangerous, and how do we keep our minds in a healthy place. And she's really excited about doing that, and that will be for high school girls. And then we're also offering Steve Berendis with Chris Gilbert partnering. They will be at Steve Berendis' home. They will be doing Generation Change, which is the youth program for Dave Ramsey. Now, some youth have been through Dave Ramsey. Some have parents that are crazy about Dave Ramsey. So my youth are some of them are going, I don't want anything to do with that. But I'm encouraging the juniors and seniors to go to that. And you can just, if your student doesn't want to go to church or anything, you can just be dropped off at Steve Berendis' at 10:45. But absolutely, your students need to be aware of how to be successful financially. Starting at this age, they're so far ahead of the curve than we were. We had to dig ourselves out of bankruptcy, and they can be ahead of the curve. And it's the first 3 weeks is about be who God created you to be. The next 3 are do more with your money, and the last 3 weeks are go write your story. So it talks about the whole person and with the financial thing, but it's excellent. And so we're excited about that. And then I'll be doing one at church, Knowing the Truth and Acting on It by Francis Chan. And that's a 4-week, and I'm excited about that. And then we're doing a separate middle school series just for our middle schoolers because we're trying to invest in them separately a lot this year.
Very good. Mm-hmm. And that'll all start on Sunday the 27th, and they run at 10:45 in the morning.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Very good.
So we're excited about that. Yeah.
Connie McDonald with us from Faith Community Church North on 8th in Red Oak. Now, this Sunday service times will be what?
9 o'clock and 10:45.
Welcome to either service.
Absolutely.
Anybody and everybody.
And last week was our Welcome Back to Church or Come Back to Church Sunday, and we had lots of new faces and lots of familiar faces, and it was just a really good Sunday. And it's, we're all trying to do life, and living it on our own is not real successful. And when you bring God into it, you have purpose, and you have comfort, and you have someone to walk through life with you. And the verse I often give to people is when they come to me, as I said, the verse, if any man lacks wisdom. And so often we don't know where to turn. We don't know what to do. And God promises if we ask, he will give abundantly. And what a reassuring thing to have a relationship with Jesus so you can say, I have no clue. I have no clue. And trust him to bring the wisdom. And he always, always does.
Excellent point.
Mm-hmm.
Last Sunday was Give Church a Try, but every Sunday is Give Church a Try at Faith Community. You're always welcome every Sunday.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if you're not actively involved in a church somewhere now, or as Brother Dave said last week, if you had a bad experience in a church, that happens sometimes, you still need to give church a try. God's good. God's faithful. God's true. God loves you. And you need to give him a try. And so if you didn't get to come last Sunday to give church a try, come this Sunday and give God a try at Faith Community Church. You may think you're sailing along pretty smooth, but you're going to hit a storm. And even life at its best, as smooth as it can be, is not as good without God as it is with God. So give God a try.
Absolutely. I was on the airplane flying to Denver, I think, with a lady who grew up. Her dad was a doctor in Omaha and came out to Red Oak, did clinics out in Red Oak, and she had grandkids, so she's probably my age. But we were chatting, and I don't know where she was with God spiritually. I I believe. But anyway, as we were getting off the plane, we shared about some adult children kind of things. And she said to me, the last thing she said to me, I don't know how people do life without faith. And it has stuck with me, that how do people do life without faith? I have a cousin who had cancer 4.5 years ago, stomach esophageal cancer, and his wife was diagnosed with breast cancer in February. And his cancer, he now has lung cancer, and they're both going through chemo together and have 8 children. And they're in their late 40s and early 50s. And I have often wondered, how do you deal with that? How? And yet they know Jesus. And to read their Caring Bridge and the Pray for Vince and Karen has been remarkable to see how they're pressing into Jesus and knowing that He's in control. Mm-hmm. And I don't know how they would walk through that without faith. So,
well stated.
Life can be so hard.
Mm-hmm.
Life can be so good. It's much better. The good is so much better when you have God, and the bad is so much more bearable. It doesn't go away, but it's bearable.
Doesn't mean you won't get cancer.
Mm-mm.
Doesn't mean you won't be hurt.
No.
It does mean, though, that God will see you through. He's promised.
That's right.
He'll see you through.
That's right.
And life is so much better. Mm-hmm. As bad as it can be, it's so much better with God in control and in charge of your life.
We went through a really tough crisis with our middle daughter when she was 18, and it had the potential to destroy our family. And a year later, we were sitting on our porch as a family, and we were talking about the past year that was so difficult and made no sense, and you could have been so angry at God that He didn't protect. And we were sitting there, and all of us said that we wish it would have never happened what happened, but the results of it made us such a better family and a healthier family. And God takes, and I was telling my students this yesterday, God takes all that brokenness that looks impossible to do anything with, and He makes beauty out of it. I don't know how He does that, but I know when we give those pieces to Him, if we clutch those pieces to ourselves, we become bitter, angry, isolated people. And I know that for a fact. I've seen it so much in my life. I've been in ministry. My dad was a pastor, so I've seen how people handle those broken things. But when we say, God, here's the impossible, here's my junk, here's this broken that makes no sense and seems impossible, and just to look back and watch how He just builds that vase and makes it so much stronger and beautiful. And that's my passion for people and students, is to know that, yeah, you may be a child of divorced parents. You may have parents that are just checked out or drug, just so addicted. And you may feel so neglected, and yet you're not. And you can either be a victim of that, or you can say, God, press into God and let Him take that, because He's not out of control, and make you the person that He wants you to be. And you can be so, and I've seen student after student who's come from such tragic things press into Jesus and watch them become beautiful. And I've also seen students who've just decided it's not worth it. And their lives are hard and sad. So I'm sorry, I'm done sermonizing.
You don't need to be sorry. That's perfectly fine, because God's waiting to make your life more than it is without Him. And that's why He lovingly sent His Son to die, that life could be more than you can ever know without Him. So
absolutely,
we don't need to apologize for that. Just share it with somebody else and make it real in your life and in theirs. Let them see Him through you, and the peace that you've gained, and the peace that you have, and the satisfaction and the fulfillment that you realize that comes only from knowing God as your personal Lord and Savior. And then they'll want that too.
Absolutely.
Make it a great day.
You too, Jerry. Thank you.
Nice to visit with you.
Nice
Thanks
to visit
for coming
with you.
in.
Yep.
Can we schedule meetings for Dave next Friday? Next Thursday?
Yes, he'll be. Oh, yeah. You want me again? I
Yeah.
don't think so.
Huh? See if you can't schedule a meeting for
Sure.
him again somewhere next Thursday, would you?
Sure. No, he'll be here.
Take care. God
Thank
bless.
you.
Good to see you. Connie McDonald, she's the loving wife of Pastor Dave McDonald of Faith Community Church North on 8th in Red Oak. And last week was Give Church a Try, but again, I'm going to say, if you didn't make it last week, well, come this Sunday and give church and God a try at Faith Community Church North on 8th in Red Oak.